2 Corinthians 1:20 reminds us that all of God's promises are yes in Jesus. That's something always to remember when we get into the doubt. The doubt line comes our way, and sometimes we take some of the bait. Let's not take any of the bait. But remember that all of God's promises are yes in Jesus. Because of Jesus' victory, we can trust his promise. We cannot live by bread alone, but we must live by every command that proceeds from God to us. Doing God's will sustains us. Remember when Jesus is at the well, the woman at the well, the disciples come back and they say, well, it looks like he hasn't eaten. What's going on? And Jesus said, I have food to eat that you don't know about. And maybe you or I have gone to a Bible study or something at some time, and maybe before you left you kind of felt, I'm feeling kind of tired, but I'm going to go. But you know what happens when you leave the Bible study? You're blessed, but don't you feel energized? Why? Because you've just been fed supernaturally. Because just as Jesus had food to eat that the other disciples didn't know about, when we are working on behalf of the Lord, he feeds us, he gives us supernatural help and sustains us. So we need to learn to live by every command that comes from God to us. Doing God's will sustain us. Now, in the end, in the power of Jesus, when in the power of Jesus I'm faithful, I won't be able to buy or sell. Food will be denied me by the Revelation 18 cartels, false religion, false civic leaders, the big merchant mega corporations. But trusting in God, I'm going to live by everything that proceeds from the mouth of the Lord. And you know what? God will sustain you and me at that time. And I don't think we're a long ways away from that, do you? I mean, the kind of crazy things that are happening. But let's keep going.